This episode is sponsored by Hypa. I'll have links to the chains that I use in my saws down in the description below. This is what's known as a strip frame. It's a simple and really inexpensive way to frame and present your artwork. It's made with a piece of lattice. You can get this at any home store or hardware store. It measures 1/4 inch by 1.5 inches. It's generally made out of pine, and I've already stained this piece walnut. We're going to make 2 frames, one using hand tools only, and the next one just a few power tools. I like to attach the molding to the top and bottom of the painting first. That way the end grain will get covered by the molding on the sides. So I'm just using the painting as a measurement, making a mark here, and that's going to be my first cut. I have a simple little fence here that I'm using as a guide to make a straight cut. Now I can use this piece of molding to make the measurement for the next piece. These are 1-inch long panel nails, and I'll get the nails started first. I should mention that I really don't like panel nails. I just couldn't find the nails that I usually use at the moment. I picked up a box later, and here they are. These nails are described as wire brads, 7/8 by 18. You can see I have a block of wood screwed to my work table, and that'll keep the painting from moving while I'm striking the nail with a hammer. So you can see how the painting moves. If I put it here, now it's stable, and that's because the frame in the back gets caught by that block of wood. So again, I'm just going to put the painting over the block of wood, put the molding up to the painting, position it. I'll use the hammer, looks kind of familiar. Move the painting over so it's braced. And then do the other side. Okay, so now we're just going to take the measurement again. This time we've got the molding on the painting. We'll come over here and make a mark. I'll have links to the handsaw, nail set, and the other tools that I use down in the description below. You can shop them at my store, and that helps to support the channel. Again, I'm using the molding to mark for the next piece, and I'll make the cut. So now, theoretically, I should add a block of wood to this block of wood because the painting's too high to get caught. But I'm going to try to cheat and just hammer it this way. That does put a lot of stress on the frame, but I'm willing to risk it. Just making sure that I'm flush on the sides. Okay, and that turned out pretty good. I do think the edge just makes a big difference on a painting. Let's go ahead and frame the next one with a few power tools. This project is sponsored by Hypa. I've been using their chainsaw chains for a few weeks now, and I really like them. They're really sharp. I use them in this little Milwaukee hatchet, my Ego pole saw, and my Ego 16-inch chainsaw. They work great, so if you're in the market for chainsaw chains, great chains at a great price and really fast shipping. I'll have links to all the chains that I use down in the description below. I'm going to remove this block of wood because I'm not going to need it because I'm using power tools. And if you are an artist, I highly recommend getting these 2 power tools, a chop saw and a nail gun compressor combo kit. You don't have to buy the most expensive chop saw. Mine happens to be ridiculously expensive, but I've been doing this for about 35 years, so I finally treated myself. The first step again is to cut the molding. So we're just going to get the measurement the same way, looking for the best side of the molding. So again, I'm just going to make my mark, and this time I'll bring it over to the chop saw. Again, I'll use the piece of molding that I just cut to measure the next piece. Now that I have the molding cut to size, I'll attach it with a few nails in the nail gun. And you can decide on one of two types of nail guns. An 18 gauge nail gun, that's going to have a little more holding power, but it's also going to leave a bigger hole. Or a 22 gauge or 23 gauge nail gun. They call this a pin nailer, and that's going to give a very small hole or leave a very small hole. So we'll go ahead and use the 18 gauge on the bottom of the frame. And a trick with the nail gun is when the nails come out of the gun, they can bend, but they're going to bend either this way or this way. It's very rarely that they bend out or in. So you wouldn't want to go like this, because then you could have a nail blow out through your painting. So what I like to do is get my molding in position here, hold the nail gun like this, and that way if the nail did bend, it went this way or that way into the material. See how easy that is? All right, I'll go ahead and throw the molding on the top. And now we'll measure for the molding on the sides. Where's my molding? Here it is. Now I'll go ahead and change the guns, and I'll show you what the nails look like. So this is what the pin nailers look like. You can see how small the head is. Here's the 18 gauge nail guns, and this will shoot nails, I think, up to 2 inches or maybe even 2 1/4. Same situation where I'm going to hold the nail gun like this and not like this. So I'll just make sure that I'm pretty flush on both sides. You can see how small that hole is. Barely noticeable. All right, and I think that little frame makes a big difference. It's very simple. With just a few tools, you can easily do it. I do recommend, like I said before, getting a chop saw, getting a nail gun compressor kit or combo kit. It just makes life a lot easier. Obviously, be careful when you're using a nail gun because you don't want to blow a nail through your painting. If you like these prints, they are available on my website. And if you like to frame them a little bit more fancy, I have a video on how I framed this one. This one was hanging over there. Somebody contacted me, and it's now leaving the shop, going to a private collector, along with this star that was over here. So that's pretty exciting. I'll probably maybe get another one of these tool paintings and hang them 3 in a row, and maybe I'll put I finally got my 1,000,000 subscriber play button, so maybe I'll put that on the back wall. We'll see. I'll just kind of keep changing that space around. Hope you enjoyed this video, and I hope it helps you frame your artwork. Thanks for tuning in, and I'll see you next time. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this video and would like to build the furniture for your home, please visit my website at johnpeters.com for a large variety of furniture projects and plans available. From beginner to advanced woodworking projects, I'm sure you'll find a project that will match your woodworking skill level and taste in furniture. Each project has step-by-step video tutorials right here on YouTube designed to help guide you through the project and help you build something I know you'll be proud of. Thanks again, and please don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. That's a great way to help me continue to make long-format project videos just like this one.